Okay, today is May the 24th, 2023, and we have two questions here, one from 10.1 on central angles and inscribed angles, and the second question on the new chapter we were talking about, perpendicular bisectors. Just to refresh your memory on the titles of the chapters, those are what we're currently working on. So the first question gives you a little bit of information. It says AB is 10 meters long. What assumption are we making about AB in addition to its length? We are making the assumption that it's a diameter, correct? Because it's going through the middle. It doesn't say it's a straight line, but the assumption is it is. And because it is, if I treat it as a central angle, I know that it's 180 degrees. So AB, point A and point B are connected to the middle, making it a central angle. And since it's a straight line, it's 180 degrees. Now, if A and B were connected to any other point, like the imaginary point C, then this angle right here would be the inscribed angle to a straight line of 180, making it how many degrees? It would make it 90 degrees. Agreed? So now that we have that, what you could do if this was a test question, which it probably will be at some point, is you can redraw your triangle, rotate it just to make it look pretty. Don't rotate it because it doesn't work. Put your 90-degree symbol in, and then see if you know two sides. If you know two side lengths, you should be able to find BC. So AB is the hypotenuse, and it's 10 meters, so I'll put 10 there. AC is the other side, which is 8. And the chord in question, BC, is actually x, right? So now all we have to do is use Pythagoras. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And we'd have 64 plus something equals 100. So we know this is 36 as a square. 64 plus 36 is 100. So therefore, what is the length of x? 6. And therefore, what is the length of BC? It is 6 meters. Okay? That's your first question. Now, your second question has to do with perpendicular bisectors. And this radius here, CD, is going through chord AB at 90 degrees. When a chord is cut in, is entered by a 90-degree line, or bisected by a 90-degree line, what that ends up meaning is the chord is cut into two equal parts. So even though it wasn't drawn, we know that the chord is cut in half if that radius crosses it at 90 degrees, or it bisects it perpendicularly. Okay. So then we have some questions. How long is AE? Well, information-wise, we know the chord before it was cut in half was 12. So because it's cut in half, we know that this is going to be 6 meters, right? Half of the 12-meter chord. CD, and I'll use the highlighter here, CD is this line here. And if I had to ask you, what term would you give that yellow line? You would say it's a radius, correct? And since the radius is also here and is measured for us at 8 meters, we know that CD is also 8 meters. Why? If you're asked why on a test, you would say, because it's a radius. Right, Haley? Because it's a radius. Good. AC connects this point to here. So if I draw the line in, is that also a radius? Yes, it is. So therefore, it is also 8 meters. So far, I got 60% of my question done, and all I had to do was really identify radiuses and half of a chord. Then it gets a little complicated. Now it asks us to figure out the length of CE, this one right here. How long is that? Again, if I look carefully, I see a right triangle. And 99.7% of the time, if I see a right triangle, I know I could probably make a Pythagoras question out of it. I should know two of the sides. I know that this side is 8, so that goes here. I know this side is 6, so it goes here. And the distance in question is x. The area of this square is 36. The area of this square I don't know. The area of this one is 64. What is the area of this square? It would be 28, correct? Is that right? 28? Did my math right? 28? So if the area of this is 28, how long is its side length if the area of the square is 28? Probably about 5.3. Is that right? Roughly. Square root of 28 is 5.3. So therefore, CE is 5.3 meters long. Now remember, the whole thing is how long? The whole thing is 8 meters, right? So if this part here is 5.3, this is the rest of it to add up to 8, which means 8 take away 5.3 is your final answer of 2.7 meters.